You know what? Jared Leto is so much better looking than he was.
Jared Leto is better looking than the WeWork guy.
I think Jared Leto is probably better looking than 90% of the population.
I was going to say that's a real high bar. He's 50.
No, but I'm saying like I would say to myself, right? Like if someone's like, who would play you, Rod? Brad Pitt, George Clooney, Jared Leto, right?
You know what he does? He wears a lot of mascara. I think that really helps. I think the ladies
and he's in a band.
And he's in a band. And he has abs. Hey, welcome America to the Eric and Rodney Show with Robin. It's sponsored by the Eric and Rodney Show with Robin. Listen, do me a favor. When you wake up in the morning, do you ever ask yourself, am I a big dumb idiot? If the answer is no, then you should be on our show. Hold on. Let me run the banner here. Hold on, everybody. Oh, there you go.
Say it's missing.
There it is. I knew something was missing.
Listen, it's amateur hour here every day. So if you want to be on this show, you should go to that link below. If you want to be on other shows, we can do that for you too. Go to the link below. Oh my God, do you want your own show? You're never going to believe this. We do that too. You should go to the link below. Ladies and gentlemen, very special guest today. Ellza Malok. She was the founder of Blue Monarch Group. Welcome, Ellza, to the show.
Welcome. Robin, where are your claps?
Yeah, Robin. Why don't you?
He never claps. He never claps for our guests.
I'm worried that it's going to put so much insane feedback.
Stop it right now.
I clap in spirit.
They need to know. They need to hear us.
Yeah. Why do you hate celebrations, Robin?
Yeah.
God damn it. Oh, the Philippines again. All right. Ellza, I'm not sure if you've seen any episodes of these shows, but the first half hour, we cover the news and we form opinions about them and say those opinions because America demands that we do such things. But before, then we talk about you for the final half hour of the evening. Before we get to that, though, every day in this nation, some reason to celebrate. Today's a big one, near and dear to my heart. Ladies and gentlemen, OMG, National Pickle Day. Oh, boy, do I love pickles. You know what? So do most Americans. We eat 9 pounds of pickles every year. Each one of us eats 9 pounds of pickles. Rodney, how do you feel about pickles?
I love pickles. I love pickleball, too. I don't know if I have ever said anything about
pickleball.
You know what's oddly enough, and I wanted to share this, is that a lot of people don't know this, is that pickles are actually cucumbers.
What?
Yeah.
Who knew?
They're cucumbers and vinegar.
The fuck out of here. They're not native. There's no pickle trees.
I know. Who knew?
Oh, my God. Yeah. All we do is inform the American public.
Write that down.
Write that down. Pickles and cucumbers. Ellza, how do you feel about pickles?
Oh, I love pickles. I'm Eastern European.
Oh, Eastern Europeans. Oh, my God. You guys love fucking pickles. Holy shit. You pickle everything. And you can pickle everything. Pickled carrots are unbelievable. Pickled green beans are great. Pickled eggs are an abomination. Pickled garlic. Oh. Robin, what's your take?
Pickles are amazing, but I don't know how do they achieve this texture on the pickles? Aren't cucumbers like
it's a cucumber?
It's very.
Yeah, I know, but the cucumbers are usually. Oh, they are. Okay.
Mm-hmm. What do you got? Soft pickles? I mean, soft cucumbers over in the Philippines?
Yeah, I mean, ours don't have texture on them. It's weird.
Are you sure you're eating cucumbers? I don't think you're eating cucumbers.
Cucumbers are crunchy. I have a cucumber in my fridge. I can get it right now.
Yeah, are you eating squashes? It's a zucchini, Robin. Stop eating zucchini.
Yeah, Robin's eating zucchini. He doesn't even know.
It's like a banana and a plantain. They look the same, but there's a huge difference. Huge difference. Can I just tell you why I think humanity has peaked? And I'm going to wrap this into pickles. Are you ready for this theory? Okay. We have something. It's an unwritten but understood pickle protocol. Stay with me. If you go to a deli and you get a sandwich, you get a big pickle, right? Maybe it's sliced in half. Sometimes with a burger, it's sliced in a quarter, and that's totally reasonable. You understand that's the kind of pickle you get at a deli. However, if you go to a party and they have pickles, they need to be tiny pickles. That's reasonable. Now, flip the situation. Say you got a sandwich and they give you one tiny pickle. You'd be like, what the fuck's going on? Time and space are confusing. I'm scared and alone. Meanwhile, if you went to a party and they give you a giant pickle, you would be confused, right? So humanity has peaked. We have pickle etiquette. Look at this thing. What is that? That's a sandwich pickle, right? Get it with a deli. What is this? This is a party pickle. So, Robin, I got to tell you, you're missing out on everything. You get soft pickles. Oh, my God.
Party pickles are good.
Party pickles.
Yeah, they're exceptional.
I didn't know they had this many varieties.
Oh, Robin, this doesn't begin.
You're missing out.
Oh, here's the thing. He's never been to an American grocery store. Robin, there's 50 feet of pickles. All different.
You don't even have to go that far. It's probably like, 48 hours from here to, Chicago to the Philippines.
You got to come. You got to come with the pickles. The pickles and the Pop-Tarts. The Hot Pockets, variety. The United States is all about variety.
Now, do you guys eat pickles on their own, like as a whole, or do you only eat them as a condiment?
We eat them on, I don't want to
eat them all the time.
Eat them all the time. Open the refrigerator, have a nice pickle. I just bought pickled beets yesterday. I think pickle everything.
I like pickled beets. We have a
Oh my
place
God,
by our
they're
house
so
that they
good.
pickle everything.
That's the thing too. Like farm stand pickle shit is always
Yeah.
going to be unbelievable.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Robin, you come over here, you go to a farm stand, buy all the fucking pickles. They're delightful. Spicy things.
You can get eggs. You can get fresh eggs.
Sometimes they put some onions in there, some hot peppers. Oh, unreal. Anyway, I want to get to the news. Happy Pickle Day, everybody. Thank you for being here today.
7,000 shares it had. That's pretty good. That's almost as many watches as our video.
Look at the cat.
Who's this little guy? Does he want to be on? Meow. Hello.
Odie. Oh, look.
Is that Bernie Sanders or no?
No, it's Odie.
Not him.
Odin. Yeah, Bernie's over there. He'll be joining us later, I'm sure.
He's looking for donations. Once again, I'm asking for your support.
Pickleback shots. That's pickle juice and Jack Daniels, I believe, isn't it? Mm-hmm. That's an abomination.
I thought that was a band.
That sounds horrible.
Pickleback. This is how you remind me was their best single. I really enjoy that song.
Look at this photograph.
Oh, Pickleback, the greatest American band. Oh no, wait, they're Canadian. All right, what do we got?
Really?
Pickleback is Canadian, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
How much?
They're American as well.
I wasn't fucking around when I said that we teach America things every single day.
Really?
All right, Robin, what's in the news?
Okay. So we're going to talk about a company that was once worth billions of dollars.
One more thing. Whoa, sorry. One more thing on pickles. Did you know pickles were brought over here in 1492 because they were included in the Columbus rations? Anyway, go ahead.
Wait, what about pickle juice? Can you just buy pickle juice? People drink that in America?
Yeah, because it got started where pickle juice was as good as Gatorade. So then companies started to try to sell just pickle juice. I don't think it took off.
Orange.
They call it Pickle-Aid.
Pickle-Aid. Yeah, Pepsi did. Pepsi did a carbonated version. It was disgusting.
Yeah, oddly not satisfying.
No. Anyway, I'm sorry. I just had to talk about Columbus and the pickles. Go ahead. We work.
It sounds really good. Okay, so just a couple of years ago, it was worth billions of dollars. Now it's only worth $50 million, which is not even 1,000th of what it's worth at its peak. So I've never actually had the pleasure of working in an office job, so I don't know if this guy was a genius or he was just crazy. You guys can kind of tell me that. So it's an article about WeWork and its ex-founder, Adam Newman. So it used to be this whole big company, and they transformed work into, instead of feeling like an office, it felt like it was a movement. The whole thing collapsed in 2020, and people say it was because he was buying long-term investments, and they're selling them off to short-term tenants. So it's a disaster.
I think it's a beautiful immigrant story. This guy came over. He had a crazy idea. He was wild as shit. He convinced a whole bunch of rich people to give him money. And they call him a tall, handsome, barefoot, tequila-shooting, weed-smoking Svengali who booked rap stars for office parties. Here's the thing. I say all the time, LinkedIn is like a high school with no cool kids. If you come over here and you're this guy, and you're charming, and you're eloquent, and you have a big idea, you can make $1 billion. So good for him. I think it was a dumb idea. But, you guys go. How do you feel about WeWork?
I think he's a great man. He used to walk on the streets of Manhattan shoeless. So
that was the thing. He had a gimmick. It was one of the barefoot.
Can I tell you another thing that's crazy? So he started out with wanting to make clothes for babies that had pads and stuff in them so they couldn't get hurt.
Yeah.
And then he eventually landed on WeWork. And I think it was last year or maybe earlier this year, he raised more money from Andreessen Horowitz to do another venture. I don't even know what it is.
Yeah. He's an idea man. There's a little bit of Trump in him, and it fucking works. Listen, I don't think it's a good thing, but it does fucking work. I just don't understand. This is a WeWork, I think, in London. This concept never made any sense to me. This open seating bullshit. There's noise. How do you get work done here? Can you guys work in open office settings?
It depends. So the previous image that you showed is great when you're meeting 4 or 5 people and you just want to chat on the topic.
I guess, but this shit, couches. You ever tried to type on a couch? It's fucking impossible.
I'm on a couch now.
Yeah, right. And you're leaned forward. That's what I was gonna say. On a couch, you can eat and type on a couch, but you gotta fucking lean forward. Which now it's not a couch. Now it's just an inconvenient thing you have to lean forward on. Couches are for this. TV. This is for working. Right.
It's interesting because we just talked about the architectural design and how it changes your behavior. And I think the whole concept was it looks interestingly enough, but then in practice, maybe it's not.
Yeah. It was a good idea.
Enough opportunity to actually work.
Right. Which brings me to this other thing. Like, where did this idea come from? And I think it came from this idea. And these people I hate more than anything. People that go to public spaces, take up fucking seats, buy a $5 coffee, and sit there for 6 hours writing their third novel no one's going to write. No one's going to read. You know what I mean? Like, why is this a concept? And then here's the thing. They pretend like they're in their own little space. It's like they're begging for attention while pretending they don't want it. And there's another just group of people that do this too. These assholes. Like, everyone dresses up like you're riding the Tour de France. Like, dude, just put on shorts and a t-shirt. Stop dressing up like Lance Armstrong, like fucking wind resistance.
Lance, is that you?
Like, this guy's worried about wind resistance. I think wind resistance is like it ain't helping. But these people suck. These people suck. And I think to a large degree, these people suck too. I just don't understand them. Can't they just do what I like? So,
That was a great take.
Well, you know what I mean, though? It's just people out here in public begging for attention, pretending they don't want it. I get it. You have a bike. Calm down. Get the fuck out of the
You know what the best always was is that you go into Starbucks, right? And you get a coffee and there's some guy there and he's like, jumps up from the communal table and he's like, hold on a second, and he's like talking on his phone and he's pacing back and forth, and you're like Gordon Gekko, please get to your office. What are you doing here?
Right, but that's their peak existence. That's exactly what they want. I don't want your attention. I just have to take a phone call. There's my laptop. I'm writing something very important. Don't pay attention to me. Stop it.
Yeah, he's like 500 shares.
Do you guys remember those internet cafes where they were mostly built for like kids to play video games, and then somehow they converted into people working? That's where I
Where
think
was born from? So I lived in Korea for my junior and senior year, and we had to go to internet cafes to play video games. I didn't go because I was getting laid. But I was convinced to go once. It was just a bunch of dorks sitting around playing fucking Counter-Strike. I was like, this is lame.
that turned into this. They grew up, and then this is what happened.
Interesting.
Wait, maybe they're all playing each other right now.
That's the only.
It could be.
You know what I mean, though? They're taking up tables for hours on end, and they're buying one coffee. Like, who enjoys these people?
And there used to always be like one bathroom, right? And then every 5 minutes they're in it, and it would always, and then they would say the bathroom's broken. What's wrong with it?
You broke it. It's not meant for constant use, you lunatics. Go home. Don't you have homes? What? Listen, go outside, ride your bike home. All right. Type your novel there. Here's the other thing about this guy, though. While he may have duped many, many people out of a lot of money, he walked away with $1 billion. So everyone like thinks he's an asshole and blah, blah, blah. But $1 billion is not too bad.
He's a creator.
He is a creator. He's an idea man.
Yeah.
Do you think he looks like Jared Leto there? Does his picture scream Jared Leto to you?
No. The guy on the left is
Not
Mark
me either.
Ronson, though. I guess he's some big DJ.
Yeah, he's Mark Ronson. He worked with Amy Winehouse.
Oh, that's right.
And I think the guy on the right over here is isn't that his partner? Isn't that the guy that started We Work With him, his co-founder? That's his
I'm
partner.
not sure. Did he walk away with $1 billion too?
I don't know.
$1 billion is a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
Shit. Good for him. It's a beautiful American immigration story. You come over here, you become a billionaire. Has that ever happened in the Philippines, Robin? Anyone ever moved to the Philippines, become a billionaire? Huh?
No,
Just
we're
a-
too
just a
nice.
dictator.
We're too nice, and we can't screw people over, except for that guy. Yes.
The
You need to
dictator.
embrace capitalism. All right. What else is in the news? Speaking of capitalism.
Okay, so I know Rodney is not really going to like this one because it's about a superhero movie. What about you, Ellza? Do you like superhero movies?
Sure. Is it the
I do.
Marvel or DC?
Is it Batman?
Yeah, probably DC.
I'm going to remove you from the studio. I'm
Oh.
sorry.
Wait, is DC Batman or who is it? I don't know what the difference is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
DC's
DC is
Batman, Superman.
We don't like Batman. Is that what's happening?
Wait a second. Because his own struggles, he despairs. No. You're missing the point. Oh, the Starbucks people. Yes, but that's not the right kind of attention. That's quiet attention. I like loud, obnoxious attention, which is why. And listen, it bears out because I just said that We Work guy's great. I just
You know
don't
what
like
I think
these.
he's really saying? We got to start doing these shows from Starbucks.
Yeah.
Guys, we're on a show. Please order quietly on your phone.
A little privacy in this public setting, please. We're the main characters.
We're
here.
on LinkedIn right now, guys.
Shut the fuck
Please.
up. Oh, you want a latte? Go make it at home like a normal person.
Can you lock that door?
Anyway, the Marvels. What do we got? Oh, DC sucks, except for Batman. But anyway, what's the story here?
Yeah. Okay, so this one's about the superhero film Marvels, which stars Brie Larson. And people are surprised because it made box office history, but it's not good history because it was actually the lowest ticket sales for any MCU film to date. Now, my take on this is a lot of people really wanted a focus for once on female superhero. So like after we had Iron Man, we had Thor, Captain America. They really wanted like a female superhero that shined out. And they made Captain Marvel, but the story writing was just a bit poor.
I'm glad we have a female on the panel today to discuss this, because here's the thing. I think there's two separate tracks here, and I think both of them are true. One is that there's a fair amount of misogyny, certainly in the dork community. So when you take something that dorks love, comic books, and you make it female focused, they get very angry. There was that scene in Endgame where all the chicks got together and they're like, oh, fucking girl power, it's okay. That's because they've never touched a woman and they don't know how amazing these creatures are.
I totally agree.
Yeah, but there's also this thing where women ask for things that they don't want sometimes. The WNBA is a perfect example. Everyone was so upset about Britney, whatever the fuck her name was. Ask the average woman to name 2 WNBA teams. They don't know what they are. I'm going to do it right now. Ellza, can you name 2 WNBA teams?
I'm not a sports.
Nobody gives a fuck.
Liberty and the Sparks.
Who?
Yeah. The Liberty and the Sparks.
That's because you're a guy who likes sports. Guys like sports.
I thought it was all around.
No, chicks want things and they don't really care about them. So here's your female superhero. As a matter of fact, it has 3 female leads, which I support. I'm a feminist. It has a female bad guy, and chicks aren't showing up to watch the movie, just like they don't show up to watch the WNBA. It's okay not to want things, you know, like put it this way. If a Disney movie had all male princesses, it would do less good than when they make movies about female princesses, because their core audience likes girls because they are girls. In this superhero case, I'm sorry to say it, but it's dorks. You have to placate the dorks if you want the money. And I count myself among this. I'm going to go see the Marvels. I've seen every Marvel movie in the theater, but men are the target audience. So when you stray too far, it's going to affect you financially. And here we are.
I don't necessarily agree, only because the one commercial I saw about the Marvels was the weekend I was already traveling.
Okay.
So I think there's potentially a promo issue there.
Because of the strike. Yeah, they couldn't promo because of the strike. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's right.
But I also think that if you're going to target a bunch of men.
Yeah, but see, that's another one where it's like, we're logic. Yes, if you're going to target men, women, but they have to be naked, not heroes.
Oh, right, because
that's the, you know what I mean?
Respectively, got it.
Yeah, come on.
We all love Black Widow.
Yeah, Black Widow. And see, like, here's a good point. These are all very covered superheroes too. This is a very modern movie. I don't know if you saw what chicks were wearing in comic books in the 90s, but it wasn't this much. And
I have a lot of questions about this.
Yep.
What's going on with the cats?
Well, in Captain Marvel 1, her cat was it looked cute and cuddly, but it's a giant evil thing that eats people. So now they're like, oh, now there's more of those. So they turn into
Nicolas Cage in the middle there with the Joker suit on.
That's no.
That's exactly
Nick Fury. That's not Nicolas Cage.
Who is that guy? Is that Samuel L. Jackson? Not Nick Cage. I mean, what's the character? Nick? I don't know.
Nick Fury.
Fury, yeah. I say Nick Cage, sorry.
Yeah, that's Nick Cage has finally made his way into the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah.
It looks like him, doesn't it? A little bit. It looks like leaving Las Vegas.
Oh, that was a great movie. That's how I want to go out, drinking to death with the hooker. Here's the other thing too. There's been, I think they said something, I don't know if he was exaggerating, 37 Marvel movies. That seems about right. They are getting old. Ant-Man 3 was enjoyable, but it was nothing. Guardians of the Galaxy was good, but it made you cry. Like it was emotional porn. So they're running out of ideas. It's been going on for 20 years.
I have an idea. We take all the Marvel characters and we have them do a crime together with the Fast and the Furious team.
Oh shit, that's a lot of characters.
Yeah. And it could be like Fast and Furious, 28 or 30?
Is Vin Diesel going to be in it?
Yeah.
You
might not know this. Let me just say this. Not a lot of people know this. People think his name's Vin Diesel. It's vehicle identification number Diesel. That's his full name, oddly enough.
Oh boy. All right.
That one never gets old.
It's a great dad
joke every time. All right, let's move on. What's the next news story?
Okay, so as you're the alcoholic of the show, Eric, you're gonna have to be Eric's topic.
Oh, that seems mean.
I think whiskey is very culturally important to America. So in 2003, there was only about 35 whiskey distilleries in the U.S. Now it's up to 2,600. So it's safe to say that the U.S. loves making and exporting whiskey. So the EU, which is the largest export market rather for American whiskey, is taunting to impose a 15% tariff on whiskey. And it's a bit of a stunt because the U.S. imposed a tariff on steel and aluminum. So they're like, okay, if you don't want to buy our metal, we don't want to buy your whiskey.
Yeah.
So
America, it was Trump. Trump started this shit. Just another reason to hate the big dumb orange idiot. But here's the thing about bourbon. I think bourbon is the greatest liquor in the world. I don't mean to sound xenophobic, but in this case, it's right. I love shitting on the United States as much as the next guy, but holy shit, our booze is the best. And I know this because I've traveled. Last two places I went internationally, Portugal and Italy. Like, oh, okay, I get it. They're wine. But their wine doesn't have any booze in it. Like you can't order a glass. You're supposed to order a bottle. You don't get drunk off the bottle. It's fucking weird. Like, and their beer is trash. Maroni and Peretti, disgusting. We make a great alcohol. And I'm so sad that Europe doesn't get to experience this. Every European bar I went to only had one bourbon/whiskey, and it was Jack Daniels, which is fucking garbage. So I feel very bad for the Europeans that our politicians are getting in a beef over steel and aluminum and therefore imposing a 50% tax. And now they can't drink Weller. And Weller tastes like licking God.
They didn't have the high-end stuff here. They didn't have makers.
No, there was no. I know. Top of the food
They didn't have the Crown Royal up there.
All the most fancy gangsters in Vegas drink makers, Mark. Ellza, how do you feel about booze in general?
I don't drink booze, so
What do you do at night?
I enjoy midnight.
How do you deal with life?
But I do think that specifically the harder alcohol intakes are done better from what my friends have talked about, on both sides of the Atlantic.
There's no question. We're in the golden age of alcoholism. I mean, so Robin, what are the numbers? We used to have 36 distilleries. Now we have 3,600 or something?
2,600.
Yeah, and making bourbon is fucking hard.
Wow.
You need
expensive.
it's expensive. You need the things made out of fucking metal and shit. It's a big ass process. So if you're doing that, you really care, which means your product's gonna be unbelievable.
Where I'm from, they make moonshine
That's
in the woods.
Why in the golden age of alcoholism are these hillbillies going to the woods to make their own shit?
I had a job one time. I'll tell you a quick story. I had a job one time surveying, right? It was one of my stepfather's great ideas of me having a job. It was terrible. And we're walking along in the woods, and I'm with these two other guys, and the guy goes, "Hold on a second." And I said, What's going on? What's going on? It's like 6:30 in the morning. He goes, "You see that steel over there? We can't go any further. Them boys see us. They're going to." I said, "Yeah, we got to go on back home. Take it easy. Don't even need to work today."
That's what it's called, a still.
Yeah, it was bad news.
But what is it about? Like, alcohol's been legal since 1919, I think. Why are we still making?
I think it's the taxes. They don't want to pay the taxes. I think that's
the taxes.
Yeah. Yes.
What are they? Oh, are they in Europe? 50% is fucking crazy. That's too much.
Great. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's a concept of potentially still sticking it to the government when you.
I think so too. Yeah. I mean, you don't have to bang your sister or burn a cross either, but they do that. So I think they just like rebellion. Here's the other thing too. Like, we've come in hot because if you were an alcoholic in the 70s, you have to drink Miller Lite in Jim Beam. Now our beer is fucking amazing. Our booze is goddamn delightful. So we've come.
We have White Claws.
Yes. Oh well. Okay. It's a bell curve. We're on the downwards. Alcoholics smell like dragon fruit these days.
Didn't you meet someone recently that had a truly problem? That truly had a problem?
Yeah, I met this woman. I proposed in the neighborhood, a bourbon club. I was like, the guys should get together. She goes, "Oh, my husband would love that." I go, "Oh, is he bourbon drinker?" She goes, "No, he doesn't drink." I was like, "Motherfucker." So then later in the night, I go, "Why doesn't your husband drink?" And she goes, "He's in recovery." I said, "Oh shit. Well, what did he drink?" She goes, "White Claws." You cannot be a White Claw alcoholic. What are you drinking? 75 a night? Like, you know what I mean? If you smell like blueberry, you're not an alcoholic. Right, Rob?
Yeah, I got to be honest. White Claws, they're often confused with seltzers.
Aren't they seltzers?
I mean, yeah, I think so.
Like, Eric, what do you smell like?
I smell like hate and prison
bourbon.
I smell like the loss of hope. I don't know. All kinds menthols and Maker's Mark.
It smells like Weller Hayes,
Basil Hayden Weller.
Basil Hayden Weller.
All right, let's move off of bourbon. Sorry, Robin,
All
you
right.
can't get anything. I know you're not in Europe, but the tariffs are high across the country. World.
Here we are. Okay, so this story again is a bit controversial. It has a bit of an ethical dilemma. So the gist is a woman was being mugged by a homeless man on the subway in Queens. So there's this man by the name of John Rote, and he overheard the situation. He intervened by firing off warning shots. So no one got hurt, but John Rote was then arrested by the police for possession of weapon and reckless endangerment.
Yeah, so the story goes, this is so confusing to me because isn't the great American myth that if the good guys have guns, that we won't have a problem, right? The good guy with a gun scenario is what we all fucking worship, right? No one's going to commit crimes because everyone's armed. But then this guy sees a homeless man mugging a woman, fires off warning shots, and now he's charged with criminal possession of a weapon, reckless endangerment, criminal possession of a firearm, and endangerment. So it seems like they're doubling up on this. I just don't know where the line is in this country. So help me understand this. You can shoot 3 people during a what was it as a riot, right? You can murder 3 people and you get away with it. You can choke an unarmed fella to death selling loose cigarettes in the street. Nothing would happen. But if you fire off warning shots to stop a crime, you get arrested and get 4 charges. Can you guys help me understand?
Don't they have some kind of like Good Samaritan law?
Evidently not, because these 2 people said that the NYPD and the Transit Authority will not stand for this. Meanwhile, crime rates in the public transportation in New York up 29% since 2021.
Can I just tell you a secret? That's the cleanest train station I've ever seen. It's usually wolf rats the size of the cops.
Of course.
And it's not even raining outside and there's water coming down and you're like, what could that be from? God only knows.
Did you?
It's terrible inside.
I believe you because in this article, they said over the past 2 years, 37 people have been pushed onto the tracks. Pushed onto the fucking tracks.
What?
If you don't die from getting hit by the train, the pure filth will take you out.
Right. So, like, the audacity of this guy going, how dare you stop crime? That makes a little bit of sense. It seems like, if they're obviously very pro-crime. As a matter of fact, somebody just died because she wasn't pushed onto the track. She was pushed into a moving train. Why are people pushing people onto and into train?
In this guy's defense, though, he's been this is like the 50th person that's in charge, because here's what happens, right? They raise the rates, and then a few months later they'll come back. I think they work in tandem with the Postal Service, and they'll be like, "We're not charging enough for our service from the 1800s. We're going to need more money."
That could be what it is.
And they just keep raising the prices, and then eventually something will come out that he's done something wrong or something happened, and then someone else will step in, and it's just keeps on and on. Yeah.
Well, I have a sort of out of the box solution. I was thinking a lot of the crimes, it seems, are perpetuated by the homeless population, and obviously they're down here because it's indoors. I think we should put the homeless in WeWorks. They're all empty, right? It looks very nice. Just get them out of the fucking subway. You don't think the homeless would like this?
Yeah, they got sleep pods in there.
There you go. Problem solved. You're welcome, everybody.
If air marshals are a thing, are there not any like train marshals or subway marshals?
No, there's police officers. Didn't you see him standing over there?
He's right there. There's the one. That's the one police officer.
Yeah, there's 2 of them there, right?
Oh yeah,
and then the guy in the middle there. The little guy talking.
Yeah. But this guy, do you think to me, he's a hero? Like I'm famously pro-gun. I don't think anybody should have these fucking weapons of mass destruction. But you got a good guy with a gun, didn't harm anybody, fired off warning shots, stopped the mugging. Why is he in trouble?
I think it's because he had a gun.
But it's America. I don't understand.
And people, here's the problem. Let me just tell you something, okay? Let me just explain it to you because you might be confused. Here's what it is.
I'm very confused.
He doesn't have any oil.
Oh,
he's not ready for freedom.
Subway.
There it is.
Classic. All right, let's blast through this last one because we have some we have marketing to talk about.
Yes, this is a great story. Before I get into this, I have to say, God, I love Fox News. Whoever's writing these headlines should be fired, but at the same time, thank you, because it made me laugh. It's going to make all of us laugh. So the headline is, Rogue Daycare Workers Busted for Allegedly Running Child Fight Ring. Mm-hmm. Now, I read the whole story. Fortunately, there's no real child fighting ring. If there was, trust me, it's probably in the Philippines. So 2 daycare workers were arrested in South Carolina because they were encouraging a bunch of the 3 and 4-year-old kids to react with violence if other kids at the daycare were being rowdy. Yeah. So picture a toddler was crying. They asked the daycare worker for like comfort, and the daycare worker was like, the solution was just to tell him to hit the other kid in the face.
Yeah. I think the real tragedy here is that I lost $5,000 last week on the Jaden versus Braden fight. Did you guys see that? It was a good one, but came in close. A little disappointed. Here's the thing too that shocks me. Can you believe that a child baby fight club was coming out of a shed? This is the daycare?
That doesn't sound right.
An aluminum shed for a daycare, and you're never going to believe who's in charge. These two women, by the way. I know we're not supposed to body shame, but the one on the left, listen, if you're in charge of a baby fight club, you get what you deserve. Very she's a very intimidating lady.
Now I have a question.
Yes.
Which one of these men is women is known as Toddler Durden?
Tyler Durden. Here's hold on. There's more disturbing news when it comes to this story. I'm just
oh no.
There is.
I couldn't get any more disturbing.
I'm gonna tell you. Oh, here it is. When I came up with the Jaden versus Braden joke, I thought, let me look up pictures for Baby Fight Club. This is one of the first ones to come up, but this is not an isolated incident. Many people are running toddler fight clubs. Look at this kid. He got in trouble.
Looks like you got the teacher too. Down at the bottom, they got hold of her.
Look at this kid. She has her in a Kimura. Like, what is that?
Yikes.
Look at it. They're fighting with giant Hulk hands. We have those upstairs. I mean, what the fuck is going on, man?
What's going on in Florida?
Well, this isn't St. Louis. It's nationwide. You want to bet on some baby fights? You can.
Yikes.
Yeah, here's my other opinion on this. If you fuck with children in a way that you're just doing it to fuck with children, punishable by death. Like, here's the thing. Divorce fucks up more kids than anything else. I'm not saying that. That's a normal part of life. But if you, what the Boy Scouts, the Catholic Church doing, or if you're making them fight, death. I know it's not a preventative measure. Death penalty doesn't prevent shit. I just want you dead. You like fucking with children. You're an awful, awful, awful person. Why are you on the planet? Right? We're to thin the herd.
Why are you working with children?
Yeah.
To make them fight. Obviously, these two just love baby fights. They just have a passion for baby fights. Okay. Well, listen, we killed that.
They definitely don't have a passion for fashion.
They do not have a passion for fashion. All right, Ellza, you ready to talk about you?
Sure.
Okay. You want to give us a little origin story while I pull up some more hilarious pictures of stuff?
Yeah. So I started BMG, which is the psychology-based communications firm, kind of out of spite.
A spite company.
We like that.
We sure do.
I did it because as I was working with experience agencies, as well as on the client side, I wanted to move further into behavioral science for marketing and communications. And after building teams and marketing departments, every time I was just told no. So I was like, all right, well, I'm going to go do that. So here's my notice. And
you started your own thing. So, spite companies. I think spite companies are the best companies, aren't they?
So that was the origin story, and I didn't actually know where I was going until I got there, so to speak. I just knew I wanted to dig further into if you can commercialize behavioral science and use it in the business sector, that makes a positive impact on performance, internal teams, etc. And slowly moved into that until we found a spot of, okay, this framework is what works based on research.
So you think everyone should be using psychology when it comes to marketing? Don't you think it would sell more stuff?
I think it would sell more stuff. I think it would create a better sense of predictability and security, especially in the fact that marketing departments turn basically every 2 to 3 years in many instances. So I think creating that sense of here's what our buyer wants and here's how we communicate with them is a really powerful aspect to kind of shift.
Isn't that the whole point of marketing?
You would think so.
Right?
That's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah,
However,
it should be, right?
Sometimes we get diluted into the fact of what channels should we be using and which ones is what's trending right now. We get lost in the shiny things, I think, sometimes.
Yeah.
So you're all over the place when it comes to sneaking this stuff in because you talked about music on other podcasts. You talk about colors, like napkins, time of day. There's a lot that goes into this, right? How do you begin to untangle that giant ball of whatever the fuck you're looking at?
So usually it always starts with the audience that we're talking about. So if we're talking about a particular audience, then maybe that's a younger crowd. Everything from the type of scent program we would use to even the channels that we want to recommend to a client would totally change, because everybody has certain nuances and the mirror exposure effect of, if I want to expose a product to a particular audience, how I do it actually creates different memories than if I do it in a different medium.
Man, I'm doing everything wrong. I do think knowing the behavior of your clients is good. The thing that confuses. All right, well, can we talk about the music for a second? Because I'm fascinated by how music choices and color choices would affect us as a consumer. You said in one of the podcasts, and I find this endlessly entertaining, because you brought up Bon Jovi. You said Bon Jovi's "Living on a Prayer" is perfect for casual dining, but you would never do it at night, right? So then I got to think about Bon Jovi's entire catalog, and can I just give you the whole Bon Jovi day?
Sure.
I think you start like in the morning. Don't you think "Wanted Dead or Alive" is a nice breakfast song? Do you think that would work?
But it says when you wake up in the morning. Remember?
Depends on the restaurant, I guess.
Wake up in the morning and I raise. That was a great one. Estevez, remember he was in it?
Oh, this was for the movie Young Guns.
Yeah, it was a good one. Yeah,
all right, so you do that, right? Then you
Yeah.
move on to brunch, and I was thinking brunch. You give love a bad name, right? A little more up tempo.
Now, what are these ladies' names?
The middle one's Janet. We dated all through high school. I miss her. I should have never broken up with her. Wasn't music better when men wore mascara and worship Satan? Wasn't that a happier time?
You know what's funny is this looks like my teachers from the 80s.
This is my 5 gym teachers. Yeah, they were great.
Was this really like a hairstyle trend, or was this just for rock bands?
No,
My mom had the hairstyle in the
really
middle. My mom
Everybody
and
did.
John Bon Jovi had the same hairstyle.
No, but like men would really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're
yeah.
like this.
Yeah.
Wild
So then,
times.
Ellza said, what is it? Living on a Prayer. So that's lunch. I didn't bring that up. But then I'm going dinner, maybe always, because you know what I mean? Slower. It's starting to set the table for a little bit something else. And then I thought for dessert, you go with Bed of Roses. Huh? Isn't that the perfect Bon Jovi day?
If you're having a Bon Jovi day, yes.
That's a good Bon Jovi day. All right, so music matters, but if you're doing it online, what can be done? Because we don't have the benefit of music, unless it was like MySpace, unless we start playing music on
MySpace
websites.
was really
again.
cool.
Remember that?
Yeah, I mean, even the tone and the melodies that you use, if it's a generic type of music, in your advertising or in your posts, actually make a difference. There was an ad I saw recently, and it was a CTV ad, and everything was almost perfect except for the music. And it was an app around therapy and so on. And I was like, you guys are so close, but now you've created this like cognitive dissonance between what I feel based on what you're telling me and what the music is telling me. And same thing with scent. Like if you're there are many bakeries out there that don't actually bake their own food. It comes in frozen, but they use a scent program because it invokes that bakery memory.
I totally agree. So for a while, my wife wanted to start a photography studio. I was like, yeah, sure, do it. But make sure you bake like cinnamon buns or something. So every time somebody comes in, you give them a cinnamon bun, they remember the smell, and no one plays with scent the way they should. How do we do that online? You know, is there ever going to be a thing that like a scratch and sniff?
It would be
screen?
cool.
Send them a cinnamon bun in the mail.
It's interesting because if you play the right music and you show the right food, you can actually activate the scent in the back part of the brain because it activates the memory.
Oh, we should talk about that. Color too. So we talked about this when we talked earlier, but color. So McDonald's purposefully uses red and yellow because that's supposed to make us hungry, right?
Yes. And
So
blue makes you less hungry.
Eric's making me hungry.
Are you hungry?
With the
You're
yellow on
glistening,
the
Eric.
screen in your jacket.
You're welcome.
I'm starving.
The sun's glistening in your face.
I was shooting for horny, but I landed on hungry. Sometimes you shoot for the moon, but you land amongst the stars. So here's the thing, too. I don't think people play with color online because every website's blue. Somebody published an article once, must have been. It was like, people like blue websites, and now every single website is blue. Are there other colors we're allowed to play with?
Oh yeah, like blues become kind of the builder beige of marketing in many ways because everyone's taught that it creates a sense of trust and it creates a sense of calm. The problem is now that everybody's using blue, because it makes you blind in the marketplace.
Yes. Okay. This brings me to my next major point, which is this I hate personas with every fiber of my being. The reason being is that they're so logical, they don't work. So everyone thinks in the corporate hierarchy, what people like is easy, predictable, and safe. So then what do? Here's some easy, predictable, safe stuff. Isn't that tremendous? And what ends up happening is you become white noise. That's because marketers in general are fucking dorks. And dorks, when they try to get laid, would pretend to be into the thing you were into to get into your pants. That never works. What you should be is cooler than everyone else, and then they're attracted to you. That's what Apple does. That's what Microsoft did by accident. That's what Mercedes does. I can't tell you one fucking thing. I can't tell you what a spark plug is, but I drive one because I think it'll get me laid. The problem with marketing is trying to reverse engineer what we think they want, because everyone does it. And then so we don't use contractions, right? We don't use wit or charm or humor because they don't have time for that. So we all end up sounding exactly the same. Do you agree with this? I'm going to die on this hill.
I think that going to even features and benefits, and even beyond that, like let's talk about outcomes and so on. At the end of the day, a person's going to make a decision emotionally. Yeah. And if whatever your outcome is doesn't connect back to their emotional need, or you don't actually state their emotional need, going logically that's not how people make decisions. We all actually almost all of our decisions are made emotionally, and we use ourselves to confirmation bias to say, yep, that was a totally logical decision.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we bound emotion and justify with logic.
Yep. Well, somebody said once too that like buying a car is 8,000 technical decisions that rely on one emotional decision, right? Because nobody gives a fuck what's in a car. But listen, is it going to work?
Let him drive it.
Is it going to get me laid? You know what I mean? That's it. We don't care about all the other stuff. Yeah, see, we got to play more fucking music. Oh, I think music.
There's an interesting concept of when you're introduced to information that you don't inherently believe, you automatically trust that person or that site or that source less, because it creates emotional dissonance to say, in my bones, I believe this is true. And if I'm presented with data, like actual facts, that it's not true. And if I'm just presented it like, here's the data, have fun with it. I no longer trust that source. Maybe not at the forefront of your brain, but at the back part of your brain, you no longer trust that source unless you have a different way of communicating to say, here's what you believe, but here's what's actually true. And you create a communications campaign to guide them to that source of truth.
I think marketers should be dumber. For example, I use this email marketing program. The owners told me not to use my own name because male names get open less when it comes to cold email. You should use a female name because they get open more. And you know what? They do. So that's a real dumb thing. So I have to pretend to be a chick to get my emails open. That's illogical.
Correct. But to add to that, your response rate will be less.
Well, then I jump in. I'm like, hey, she's my secretary. She's an idiot. Anyway, you know what I mean? Like that's and she's a fake person, so it's fine, you know? So it's a weird game. I
fired her immediately.
I have fired her a bunch of times, by the way. It's a little shtick that I do.
She was Employee of the Month last month.
Yeah, she's very good. She's very bad. It's all very confusing. So who's doing it right out there? Is anyone doing it right? Has anybody nailed this psychology?
Besides us. Who would you say has got it?
There are some programs I've seen. Like the most recent one was an airline who was showing a promotion, but it was because Diwali is this week. So it really connects to a particular audience. And they're like, hey, we know that you go during this time of year. And
thanks, Mom. My mother, by the way.
We know this. Tens of thousands of people travel back to India during this time of year because of the holiday, or go see family and so on. So that ad was really helpful in the sense of it brought the sense of why would I take a trip there? It brought it back to an emotional place. So I was like, yeah, that's a really good one. That was the most recent one, and I actually saw it at the airport. So that was.
What do you think of the United Arab or United Emirates ads with what is her name? Penelope Cruz, where she's like, I took a shower at 30,000 feet in the clouds, and then it just disappears.
You can take a shower on.
Have you seen those? They're like the most bizarre.
Now, yeah.
Yeah, it's so bizarre. I don't understand it.
Well, I can tell you, I'm immediately intrigued by I don't know why I would shower. I don't know why I'd wait for the flight to take a shower, but now I kind of want to.
Because the flights are like 18 hours. That's why.
Oh, that's true.
As someone who has taken that flight from Chicago to Dubai, it's
what a beautiful segue. So you won an award in you had to go to Dubai to get the award. What was the award for exactly?
Our organization won the influencer award for our impacted marketing.
Who was the client?
It wasn't specifically one client. It was actually our butterfly effect that won the award around how we're making an impact in the marketing world.
You know what we should talk about now? The butterfly effect. All right, walk me through this bad boy.
So we created this framework mostly because we started to notice this string theory effect of if I do these things here, later on, I'm going to see the ripple effects of it for it. And it encompasses both demographics and psychographics that marketing teams use every day, but also the underlying research of what effects and what mediums should we be using at what stage of the buyer journey? Because what you would use when someone is really looking for something is very different than when someone is just being exposed to a particular product or service. And that's really what the butterfly effect is it's that string theory of how should we guide somebody at every step of the phase, depending on their personality, temperament.
Do you work with more B2B or B2C companies?
Both.
So it's even split. You work with a restaurant, and you said you even went down to the napkin level to get into people's hearts and minds.
Yeah, that was probably the most complex project we worked on last year.
Well, I would imagine if you got down to the napkins, it was pretty fucking complex because I don't think you started at the napkins. You're like, you want more customers? Start at the napkins.
Yeah, we started because they wanted to shift over to a younger crowd as their chains were more known for an older crowd, and all of their older crowd was moving south, so they were losing customers. So we really started at branding and how they showcase themselves, and then we took a look at their restaurants, and I'm like I don't know any millennial who's gonna pass this by or even walk in and sit down. So we kind of worked through what the menus should be labeled as, all the way down to like the napkin colors and what they should be engraved on, and that was a really fun project.
Did you start with adding avocado toast? I heard you kids like avocado toast. Is that still a thing? That joke's 5 years old, but are you still into it?
This was a seafood place, so probably not a good idea for avocado toast. But
shrimp toast? You try shrimp toast? That sounds nice. I like those two things independently of each other. They can't be bad together, I would think. Robin, you're a child. You like shrimp toast?
Yeah.
I love shrimp toast. We're not so big on the avocados, though. Avocados have never come to the Philippines.
Do you like clam chowder, Robin?
Oh my God, clam chowder.
Yes, it's fucking amazing.
It's very good.
It is fucking amazing. It's one of the best soups.
Yeah.
You know what I think about a lot? Why nobody carbonates soups. I would like a carbonated clam chowder. Can we get on that? I know. Not a single carbonated
White Claw soup.
The white Claw. I know a guy that had a White Claw chowder problem. He just couldn't control it.
We know a guy that had a welding problem, so who knows?
Tony Stark. All right. So with the restaurant, can you name the chain, or you're not allowed to say?
I'm not allowed to say.
Let's pretend it's Red Robin. Do you start with like signage? How much do you have to how do you reach the children with a restaurant chain?
So once we redid the layouts, and it was phased, so we did a handful of restaurants first, or locations first, and then we kind of trickled through. But once you do that, then you kind of create a new launch for it, and you treat it like a true campaign launch in many aspects. And the whole point is that now that you're retargeting your entire space, and a lot of the locations that we did in the initial phase already had a ton of foot traffic, so we played to that. We said, hey, what if we did something outdoors? What if we put in a couple of the soups that they had of the day, and we like placed them so you would get the smell as you're walking
smell
down.
Again.
So that was a good way that for us to kind of get some early foot traffic. And then we were specific on the times of day, because we knew that if 5 o'clock hit and you were looking for somewhere to eat, everything from happy hour to dinner with your family, we wanted to kind of be the first ones in. So we specifically had the team place the freshest goods that they had around 4:30.
Was it Chick-fil-A?
It was not. I wouldn't do it anyway. So, but
no, they're very Christian. I would imagine if I walked past a restaurant and it smelled like bisque and they were playing Bon Jovi, I'm in. You know, that's like there's no way I'm not gonna have a nice little soup.
Yeah.
So, but throughout the day, it's important, because during lunchtime we did a different set of menus, and the flow changed and so on. So it was playing to what's going on at this time of day.
Did you? So now that you've done a restaurant, you had a lot of success. Are you like? Do you go after other restaurants now? Because that's going to be easier in the way that you do things because it allows you to do everything: smell, sound, napkins. That's way easier than like a B2C fucking website, right?
It can be, but you know, the website's still important because that's what someone's going to look at when they say, okay, let me see what menu options they have. And do they have, you know, if a group of people are going, which is what we really wanted to drive, if one person had restrictions, they're always going to check the website. It's like, oh, this doesn't have what I want. Let's pick something else. So
they have the chicken tenders.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So we have to kind of accommodate the different mediums that the decision-making process is going to make. But yeah, we do kind of connect, and we're actually working on a few return to the office programs right now.
Oh, that's gonna be hard.
Place.
Yeah, people hate returning to the office.
Yeah, they do. And in fact, this year we've done 3 research programs around it. And what's interesting is we've asked their talent teams if the commute was the same, but your opportunity was to go to like a co-working space instead of your own office.
Oh God.
And they picked the co-working space almost 2-1.
Sounds like WeWork needs to come back.
Well, that's this is one of those Henry Ford things. You have to convince people because they want to work in a WeWork because they think it's cool. They think it's the right thing to do. Nobody likes it. No one fucking likes it. Plus, offices worked forever. They worked for the first 100 years of office work. At no point was I like, oh, I wish I didn't have a door. Like, it's just new, superfluous.
Well, I think it depends because certain offices, the way that they're designed is sometimes worse than a WeWork because a WeWork, nobody knows you. In an office, everybody knows you. They're going to stop by your desk. They're going to bother you all the time. That's the difference is you're asking me to be more productive, but I'm most productive when I'm at home. And you're saying, okay, no, you can't be at home. Okay, well, then I'll go to a WeWork space because I'm still more productive because nobody's constantly coming to my desk.
And I can eat for free.
And work on a couch.
And have drinks and kombucha.
Yeah.
Do a yoga class. Yeah.
Ping pong. Yeah. All the things that make you really productive during the day. A few beers and some ping pong.
Yeah. And I even tell a lot of clients like the pizza, the Friday afternoon pizza and the ping pong tables aren't going to drive what people into the office. The most recent project we did, we had their entire garden level turned into a daycare because it was majority like a lot of the team members were family, had families. So we asked their building if we could turn that into a daycare center. And they actually said, why don't we do the whole floor? And then all of the building, the entire tenants can actually use that space.
You know why that works? I think at a psychological level, it's really money because daycare is so fucking expensive. I think we're money driven. So when you provide free daycare, that's money. I don't give a fuck about your kombucha. It's $2, $3, whatever. I don't care. You know what I mean? Ping pong doesn't fill my soul. It's more money. Just give me more fucking money and I'll be happier and be more productive.
And think about how much your commute has reduced because your daycare is on the same building.
Right. So it was time and money. Ultimately, it's all about fucking time and money.
So we kind of said if that's the biggest hindrance and you're seeing a big trend in particularly the women in your workforce leaving because their daycare is too expensive, offer an opportunity for them to come here, and then it's also going to be way harder for that person to leave your company because they get daycare.
Yeah, oh, totally. This is where
that's a good point.
Opportunity with marketing is because everyone's such a big dumb idiot in this space. We talked about liquid death a lot yesterday, but think about this. This is a classic, pure, straightforward example. If you were going to a marketing meeting, you go, what kind of people drink seltzer? They go, well, they're concerned about their health. They're probably concerned about the environment. They're probably like a middle-aged woman who fucking sometimes puts vodka in it because she cares about the calories. No, it turns out everyone loves flaming fucking skulls. And now they're one of the best-selling seltzer brands on the market. It's totally illogical. It makes zero sense, and they're crushing it because we're drowning in logic. I think we need to go totally illogical, which is why we do this show. This show should work, and it probably won't. But like on LinkedIn, nobody says fuck or shit or damn or has an Asian. You know what I mean? And here we are.
It's interesting that you say that because on our team we call it the predictable irrationality of human behavior. Mm-hmm. And if we have an idea, it's like, that's a little crazy. We actually put it on our pin wall of crazy ideas. Yeah. And more often than not, that's the idea that wins when we're done with our programs.
Totally agree. I hear all the time in my life that I don't have a filter. I go, no, I have a filter. And once the filter sends off a signal, I go, that's the thing I'm supposed to say. Because that's going to get a rise out of people.
Yeah.
Like the superfluous bullshit. This is liquiddeath.com. They're selling a watch. Why? Who the fuck knows why? But I'm sure they're sold out because it's weird and different and stupid and it's talk aboutable. No, I don't know why people hate talk aboutability. It's so bizarre.
Everyone loves a conversation opener.
Yeah. I'm going to start a restaurant. I'm only going to serve shrimp toast and only play Bon Jovi. And people are going to go, have you been to the new place in town? It's fucking amazing. They only serve shrimp toast and only play Bon Jovi. Word of mouth.
Called America's Sweetheart. Is that what it's called?
America's Sweetheart's House of Shrimp Toast.
It's called Bon Jovi and anchovies.
All right, that's a better name. So it's anchovy toast with Bon Jovi. This is what a break.
Bon Jovi's anchovies. Get on in here.
Yeah.
Bon Jovi's anchovies and toast. Can we work that in?
The Toast Company.
Did you know that Panera used to be called the St. Louis Bread Company?
No. It was Bon
I love
Jovi.
that name way more. And I've asked every other person.
I know a couple of people that
No,
I've
like-
seen before. They were like, I have to get to Panera and get my special salad.
Yeah, I know.
What?
The thing I hate most about Panera is bread bowls. Like, stop eating the cutlery. Can't you just have it in a fucking normal bowl? What is with Americans? We have to eat
They're
everything.
so popular though. They're
They
so-
come with the taco salad too, right? And
Yeah,
you're like,
thank
I always
God.
like to tell them, my bowl's broken.
Yeah, all the problems in the world, and we're solving the edible bowl problem. Stop eating the cutlery. Is this fork edible? Can I eat? No, I can't eat the fork. I can eat the bowl. All right, I will then. Stop. Oh, we're so fat. Like cookie dough. We can't even wait to cook the cookies before we shove calories in our mouth.
You're
Calm
like,
the
can I
fuck
get
down.
the bowl wrapped? Can I get this
No,
wrapped?
that's why. The smell of the
I'm
cookie
so
dough.
confused.
Oh, Robin, you've never heard of a bread bowl?
Robin's never had a salad.
No. it sounds
Listen, we're not one of the
disgusting.
fattest countries in the world because we don't eat our cutler. They hollow out a giant bread thing,
A
and
loaf of
fucking-
bread.
a loaf of bread, and then they dump soup in it, so you can eat the whole fucking thing.
I want to just
But
get
if you rip one of the sides off, it goes everywhere.
Yeah, it's
So
a
be
nightmare.
careful.
Don't do that. Don't poke. Don't get too aggressive with the
It's an
spoon.
art to eat a bread bowl.
You got to
It
get to the bottom.
Yeah, go to your local Panera. There'll be 25 chicks with Uggs and leggings eating bread bowl soups. I don't know what. Welcome to America. Okay, so we're running out of time, but so how can we, do you think, add psychology to this show to make it more popular? Should we drug our audience?
I don't recommend it, but I don't know, maybe have some Bon Jovi playing in the background.
Oh, that would be
Yeah,
that would be
that
good.
sounds right.
I think StreamYard does allow music in the back.
It does, yeah.
Okay.
But then I think John would come looking for his money. We used to have a theme song, but Eric canned it.
Yeah,
You
no,
can
it was,
license it.
It was very
there-
Saved by the Bell.
it was very Saved by the Bell. But I think we're business partners with Bon Jovi and Bon Jovi's House of Anchovies and Toast.
Yeah, and Toast.
There you go.
So,
The Toast Organization.
all right. So, so you're saying the show is perfect other than more Bon Jovi.
I think some background music would help.
Do you think background music, I think it would distract from our beauty? Do you think we're too hot? Do you think we need to get uglier? Is that possible? Do we intimidate our public, our audience?
I don't think so. I think it's
You haven't seen Robin with his Jeffrey Dahmer glasses, so
Or his
if
shirt
you
off?
saw them, you'd be very intimidated. Because at first time I saw him, I said, "Oh my God, Jeffrey Dahmer's on the show." Oh my God, no, it's Robin. Sorry.
No, it's just Robin.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just
I
Robin. It's
think
not
you
Jeffrey
turn it
Dahmer.
on.
wear those glasses to make the aesthetic of the show a little bit worse so you guys look better.
Mm.
I do that out of love for you.
I would
guys.
throw those glasses away.
Thank you for uglying it down for us. What about two Robins? Do you think we should get another Robin, or do we have the right amount of Robins?
I think Robin is enough count of
So a
Robin.
single Robin, more Bon Jovi. What do you think about our yellow? Is the yellow pleasing? I think it kind of pops. I want it to be. I know it's not traditionally attractive, but
Maybe a different yellow. It looks like a
different yellow?
highlighter yellow.
ooh, would you go darker or lighter on the yellow?
What about red?
Yeah, Roddy didn't like. I had it red for a little while. Roddy didn't like it. I sort of agree. It was danger. Seemed dangerous.
Yeah, and you already have your live red, so then it kind of distracts.
And I wear a lot of red.
Yeah, maybe either do like a burnt
Orange.
orange or something,
Mm.
or like the orange that Robin has in his background.
Okay.
November.
Oh, you said in one of your previous podcasts that there's sort of like a color personality thing, like certain personalities of certain colors. Do you remember this? Your color theory. Do you know what our colors are individually? What color would I be? A mauve, a taupe, a terracotta?
Probably a bright red.
Bright red. Yeah, that's what I figured you were going to say. What about Rodney? Is he a blue? Is he?
No, I maybe like a green.
Oh, a green.
Yeah.
He likes money. Rodney does.
Mm.
What about Robin?
I I don't know. Every time I think of Robin, I'm thinking of like an ocean blue, but that could be because of the Philippines.
No, an ocean blue. He is soothing. He is
Oh,
soothing.
he
When I
is.
meditate, I think about Robin. He calms me right down.
Mhm.
What is the sound
I
of one
do.
Robin in the woods clapping? I don't know. I think about it a lot. All right, we're gonna wrap this up. So, if you want some psychology-based marketing, where would you go?
Our website, bluemonarchgroup.com. If you are looking for information or just kind of extra resources around how do I get started, we've got a ton in our blogs and program section under resources. We do also take consulting conversations to say, hey, here's what I'm looking to do. Is this something you can help us with? Happy to have a chat. Or connect with me directly on LinkedIn.
Beautiful. And if a very exciting investment opportunity just opened up today, if you want to get in on the ground floor of Bon Jovi's Anchovies, please head over to bonjovisanchovies.com and toast /The Eric and Rodney Show. 10% off. So that's exciting. We will be back tomorrow. Ellza, don't leave. Stay in the green room, please. But we will see you tomorrow. Goodbye, America.